There's only ever been one rapper let off the hook for committing a crime just for being famous, which would be Offset, as on July 23rd, 2018, officers were tailing Offset throughout the street, and once he stopped for gas, they stopped as well to question him. Once the police officer asks for his ID, Offset tells the officer that he's famous, as if that would help him.
Can you turn the car off for me?
Why?
So I can hear better, so you can hear me. Clayton County Police Department, y'all doing all right today?
Yep.
All right, you got your ID on you, sir?
Yeah, but why I'm being pulled over?
Well, you can't get your ID first, sir.
I'm famous too, so
Okay,
I know my rights.
You said you're famous. Who are you?
I'm Offset, Migos.
Who's that?
Migos, Offset.
Okay.
While it didn't help him in the short term, telling the officer that he's famous, it helped him in the long term, as Offset would continue being difficult in the situation, insisting he needed to call his lawyer to ask if he should even hand over his ID. Once his lawyer said to, Offset complained about how many officers pulled up on him and that he was worried for his life. They'd explained that his window tint was too dark, but in Offset's defense, he claimed that he only purchased the vehicle 2 days prior and made no modification. But the officers asked if there was any firearms in the car, where Offset would answer no.
I pulled you up for your window tint. So can I get your ID, please?
Okay.
All right. So how long you had the car?
2 days.
2 days. Well, it's a nice car. I do like the leather interior and the red. Yeah, I like that red. I do. Look, we asked everybody, any firearms in the car? We asked everybody. Just for our safety and your safety. All right, no? Okay, appreciate it.
Nothing in the car, man.
But they'd take Offset and his bodyguard out of the vehicle, to which they would find that his bodyguard was carrying a firearm on him. Once searching the vehicle, they would then find another one under Offset's seat. Offset was then taken into the police station and charged with possessing a firearm while being a convicted felon. Luckily for Offset, the feds would order that his charges would be dropped immediately. It turns out Offset was part of a bigger investigation that the feds were doing. If they continued his case, it would alert other parties that they were after them. They decided it was best to let Offset free this one time, as arresting Offset in this situation would have went viral on social media. However, other rappers also believe they're above the law since they're famous, such as DaBaby, who was arrested in January of 2020. He was scheduled to perform at a nightclub. Things didn't work out when the promoter paid him $20,000 instead of the $30,000 they agreed on. The next day, DaBaby allegedly jumped him in the street. With his crew joining in, they would steal his iPhone 7, a credit card, and $80 in cash. DaBaby and his boys sped off from the scene and then toured Miami for a few hours before returning to his hotel. Police awaited his arrival, and once he stepped foot in the lobby, he would quickly be swarmed by police. They would arrest him immediately and take him in for questioning.
What's going to happen was you need to keep. Right now we have some that have made allegations towards you.
Saying what allegations? I can help y'all out right now. I can make y'all a whole lot easier.
We're robbery investigators.
Robbery. I got $300,000 right now. All blue hundreds. I'm not robbing nobody. I'm the number one artist in the country. Come on, bro. Stop. Ain't no I ain't robbing nobody. Y'all can cut that out. I need to go to my room.
You want to call your lawyer?
Nah, I don't even gotta call you. Look, y'all get sued, y'all. Put me in handcuffs by the robbery. That's what's gonna happen.
However, detectives were not prepared for DaBaby in this interrogation room, as DaBaby knew exactly what he was able to do to get out of there.
What's your full name? Come on.
We just want to get it from you. This is just a formality. Just tell, name, your date of birth, and all that stuff.
Rather than asking for a lawyer, DaBaby knew that he can clear himself of any involvement, because while asking for a lawyer doesn't make you guilty, it could make you look a little bit more suspicious.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that? An incident occurred at the hotel.
What incident?
An incident. You had an altercation with somebody?
No.
Did you have a business dealing with somebody?
No.
You didn't?
No.
So somebody didn't bring you $20,000?
No.
They did?
No.
Did you count $20,000 in your SUV?
No, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did?
No.
Around what time was this, sir?
Whatever time the camera showed me not robbing nobody.
As DaBaby would mention, he had nothing to do with the $20,000. Instead, his manager spoke with the promoter and rejected the offer after discovering the money was stolen. With no witnesses in the area and only blurry footage of the robbery, DaBaby stuck to his story.
Common sense. You know what I made to even be down here? A promoter booked me at the hotel. I didn't pay to be at the hotel. I was paid for.
Was there an argument?
No, it was an argument. I didn't argue with a soul. He
continues repeating that he has $250,000 in his hotel room, asking the detectives on why he would ever need to rob someone.
If you'd let me on my room, you would have saw close to $250,000 cash legally, hard-earned money. I don't got to take nothing from nobody, bro.
So let me ask you this.
I will go outside here right now and throw $10,000 in the air. Like, I do not care about no money.
The detectives got very desperate, trying to poke holes in his story, and then asked him where he was before returning to the hotel.
Yeah. Where were you coming from at that point?
Prime, seafood. I went to eat. I went to get some food.
Where's that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
How'd you get there?
In the car.
What kind of car? Was it a car you drove? Somebody else drove?
An Uber, bro.
An Uber?
Yeah.
What kind of car was it?
An Uber.
Small car, SUV, truck, what?
I don't know. Let's talk about what matters.
Let's take the word robbery out of the picture.
So while we here, we taking the word robbery out of the picture.
While DaBaby didn't answer what car that he was in, he was then directed to the conversation back to the robbery. Clearly controlling the entire interrogation at this point, DaBaby went on to shut down any possibility that he was involved.
Well, y'all know too many lies. You get what I'm saying? That's why y'all gotta move backwards like that, bro. Like,
You're saying that they're lies, but you don't know what we have done.
okay.
That's why
I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro. That's what I know.
With the detectives losing the interrogation, they quickly left the room. DaBaby had a nap on the table, knowing that he won. However, an officer then returned to put him behind bars since he was still the main suspect, which did not make DaBaby happy at all, as he believed since he was a famous personality as well as someone with a lot of money, him going inside of jail when he just proved that he's innocent was a waste of time and against his rights. However, the original plan doing this was to give the detectives more time to search for more evidence against DaBaby, but they only had the blurry footage. Even though DaBaby gave a solid case that he's innocent, he's still not above the law to the point where he's not allowed out of jail. With him arguing, he was served with a $10,000 fine by the police station, where he would then go on to explain it during an interview with DJ Academics.
I do want you to give some type of knowledge on that, because I've watched it, I'm like,
yeah.
Like the police probably are licking their chops like, yo, we got this, even though you be spinning it.
So it's simple, like why the would I pay for a lawyer in a situation when I can speak for myself, you know? Ain't knowledgeable enough for like the laws to be able to say that I could say and then just walk out. Like, it's simple. Like, I know how to go for real. Like,
as next up would be Julio Fulio. As in April of 2022, officers saw Julio driving a Dodge Durango with a legal window tint. They'd pull Julio Fulio over to ask him some questions when suddenly a prosecutor would show up. Things would get very odd. The prosecutor would search Julio's vehicle illegally and then told the officers who he was. After hearing who Julio was, he was then taken into the cops' patrol car and then was questioned about the passing of his close friend, ATK Mitch.
Alright, so I ain't want to bring it up. I know you're going to be upset. Mitch, there's some texts I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long that's going to take?
Not that long. Depends on you. They just going to ask what you know about what happened.
As once he was taken into the police car, Julio knew that he would be questioned and was quickly taken in to be interrogated.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case. Ooh. You ain't have a friend that recently got killed?
A lot of friends that
recently. Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me a, just rundown on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detective started looking at who Julio was to Mitch and how they even knew each other, while also asking where Julio was at the time of Mitch's passing.
We used to come to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. He would come over there, show his, support.
What type of work do you do? What type of
artist?
You're an artist. Okay. As far as Mitch go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really, I was in Miami when I heard the news. You know what I'm saying? I was down making music. And I saw posting on Instagram, Mitch, the whole Jacksonville, Mitch.
The detectives still had nothing on Julio, but they still knew that he was somehow involved with Mitch and even tried fishing for any information they can get from him. Julio continues to tell the detectives that he knows absolutely nothing.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
My little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard it. They say, little brother, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time, though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah. from none of this.
As while Julio shuts down any involvement in Mitch's passing, they would then ask if Julio's music is why so much crime is around him, because the detectives are getting frustrated that he is staying quiet.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, because even before I was rapping, it was, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with this? Do you feel that way?
Nah, a song can't make no do nothing, bro.
With the detectives failing to get anything, they would leave the room just like they did with the baby. The other officers would come in, asking him about the original traffic stop that he was pulled over for. They claimed that he was eluding from police, but this attempt on Julio would fail. He stayed quiet, he didn't give up any information they can use against him. With the detectives now out of the room, Julio started singing Dark Cloud by Rod Wave.
There's so many dark days. There's so many dark days, dark clouds, there's so many dark days.
He'd go on to respond to the video of him singing Rod Wave on Instagram, saying, and I quote, "I can never go out bad. I see a lot of rappers going out bad, telling, etc. I don't know nothing. I'm not 6'9". After it all, they then tried getting Julio on charges of tampering with evidence, fleeing, and eluding from police. But at the end of it, Julio pleaded no contest to tampering charges for 6-month probation.